Hi, everyone. I am really excited to be here today for this Facebook Live. It's Friday, and I would love to know what you're doing today. What are you celebrating today? What are you struggling with today? Are you sad summer's over? Are you looking forward to the fall? What are we working on today? Today, I am working on emails and project plans for my course, which is coming out very soon. Also trying to figure out remote learning and all of that. So I hope you can hear me and see me and hear me clear as day. It's actually a really gorgeous day here where I am, and it's not too hot, which is nice. It's also not too cold. So hopefully you're having some nice weather where you are, and hopefully you can see me and hear me and everything else. If you don't know who I am, if this is your very first live stream with me, I am Julia Campbell. I am an author and a speaker, and I help nonprofits navigate the tumultuous waters of digital marketing. And I create online courses to help them walk step by step through these waters and figure out their roadmap, their blueprint for success. So that's what I do. And today we have a really awesome topic, because this is a topic that I reflect on a lot. I see a lot of social media activity happening with nonprofits, but not so many results. Hi, Esther. And Yanni says, yes, I can see and hear you. Thank you. Okay. So what I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you, have you struggled to receive or get or drive donations via social media? Is this something that you've struggled with? Is this something you're sort of trying to figure out? How can we truly get people to actually take an action on our Facebook page? Because I do talk a lot about building your following, building your audience, building engagement, and all of those things are important. But for the fundraisers out there, the digital fundraisers, we want to get people to actually take an action. We want to get them to click. We want to get them to click the donate button. If it's on Facebook, we want to get them to go to our website or text to donate or whatever it is. So today I'm going to give you my 7 strategies to drive more donations on social media. And it's not going to be, post your link everywhere and share more live video, although those are good strategies. It's really going to be how to craft a post or a tweet that's going to get the most action and engagement. Before I start, I did want to say social media for Social Good Academy, which is my 5-week live online training program for nonprofits. It opens to the early interest list next Friday. So if you want to get on the early interest list, I will put the link in the comments. Go to my website, get on the early interest list, the wait list, because you're going to get a special coupon code and a special bonus that I'm only offering to early interest members. If you just want to wait and see, you're going to get some emails about it if you're on my email list, and it opens to the public on September 8th. So I'm very excited. And you know what? Why not? I just decided to launch a course at the same time I'm managing remote learning for both my kids and juggling 10,000 other things. But I do promise that the course is going to get my full attention. So if you want to, actually, let me post this in the comments so you can see it. And you can sign up if you're interested. It doesn't sign you up for the program to click this link. It just signs you up for the early interest list. All right. So let's see. We're going to get started with our topic today. I'm really happy to have all of you here with me. Last week, I just wasn't up for it, so I canceled the Facebook Live. And you know what? Sometimes that's fine. And no one got hurt, obviously, right? So we're just going to do the topic today. My energy is high today. I had to take a personal day last Friday. We all have to do what we have to do, right, to survive in this climate. So a question that I get, and this is why I created this mini training, and this is why I wrote the blog post around this, is can social media really drive donations for a nonprofit? And the answer is yes, but you have to do it in a very specific way, and you have to do it in a very strategic way. So You don't need a large team. You don't need a huge budget. You don't need a lot of tech savvy in order to do this, but you do need to have 7 specific things in your ask. And I would love to hear your questions as we go, or your challenges, anything that you want to talk about. Please put them in the chat. I can see it. And I would love to answer those questions as we go. All right. Are we ready to get started? Let's get started. Okay. We're ready. Let me take a sip of my seltzer. Okay. The 7 steps, or really the 7 components that you need to attract new donors and grow your donor base. Number 1, we can't get away from the traditional and tried and true and evergreen practices of fundraising. So number 1 is make it compelling. And you thought I was going to come at you with some shiny new tool and tell you use Instagram Reels or go to Twitch and do some live streaming. No, you have to have a compelling reason for people to give to you. You have to ask this question, no matter if you're raising money offline or online. You have to succinctly answer this question. Why this and why now? This is where 99% of people, if their fundraising is failing, this is where they're failing. You're not giving me a compelling reason to give. You could sign up for every tool under the sun and post all day, every day. But if you're not giving me a compelling reason to give, if you're not giving potential donors a compelling reason to give, it's not going to work. And when I say compelling reason, this reason is not compelling to everyone. In fact, we have to be real here. This reason is compelling to a very tiny fraction, a tiny percentage of the people that you're actually trying to talk to, right? So your compelling reason, why this, why now, is not going to be compelling to everyone. And we do have to understand that. And I don't so what confuses me is that I think that nonprofit marketers and fundraisers, I think they get wrapped up in this curse of knowledge, or we could call it the curse of passion, right? So we have such passion and understanding of the importance of our organization. So we just want to kind of spam out this fundraising link to everyone and everybody. And it's not going to work, because I have my causes that I care about. You have your causes that you care about. I might be interested in learning more about your cause, but there are certain causes that I'm never going to give to, right? There are certain causes that are just not my thing. So we have to understand that a compelling reason to give is really only going to reach a certain percentage of people. And we also have to be okay with that. So that's number 1, make it compelling. Number 2, now we're talking about social media. Make it urgent. It has to be timely and relevant, right? So the ask has to be something that I need to act on right now and not later. So people are scrolling their feeds for things that catch their eye, things that interest them. And if your fundraising appeal is not urgent or timely, it's not going to stand out. I'm going to think, oh, I can pay attention to this tomorrow. Oh, that's nice. I can just come back to that another time. And then you've lost them. You've lost people. So along with this urgency, you need to spell out why it's urgent. How are the funds going to be used? What's the impact? What makes this timely and relevant? Because especially in the digital environment, things have to be timely and relevant. I have to pay attention to them now, or I'm really never going to pay attention to them. Because how many PDFs, how many emails do you have saved? How many webinars do you have saved to watch later? How many articles do you have bookmarked that you're going to read later? We're never going to do any of that, right? I had to purge all of these bookmarks that I had in Google Chrome, because I'm never going to read those articles. I'm not going to read those articles. It has to be urgent. Okay. Are you still with me? Okay. Number 1, make it compelling. Number 2, make it urgent. You don't have to say also with make it urgent, you don't have to say people are going to die if you don't give. That's not what I mean by urgency. I just mean, why is this a problem that I need to pay attention to right now? And we're all solving problems that are important and valuable, and problems that matter. Okay. So your problem that you're solving, your mission, it matters. it matters. Even in the context of the dumpster fire that is 2020, the news cycles, the headlines, everything that's happening, your cause matters. And the people that are going to give to your cause and engage with your cause, it matters to them. So give them an opportunity to participate, right? Okay. Hi, Molly. Oh, my friend Molly is here. Molly, you know what's so funny is that I have on my to-do list, I would show you my to-do list, but it's embarrassing. I have text Molly for coffee. I do. So if you're up to it, we should have coffee. So yes. Molly is an incredible marketer, PR maven. She has a fantastic podcast called Riveting Broads that I was lucky enough to be a guest on. So I'll post that link because Riveting Broads is really keeping me sane in this environment. Okay. So I'm glad you could be here, Molly. All right. Number 3, make it frictionless. This is where we get tripped up. But as nonprofit social media marketers, we have to start thinking about conversions. Okay. So conversions might seem like an ugly word. Conversions are marketing objectives for your audience to complete, and they are trackable. So signing up for an email list, making a donation, registering for an event. Those are easily trackable conversions. And your conversion rate for social media donations, if you're bringing people to an outside website, how many people clicked and divided by the number of people who actually completed the action. So we do have to get a little bit into the weeds, into the metrics, because if we're asking people to donate, and that's what this mini training is all about, we do have to see what percentage of people are coming to our website or clicking the donate button on Facebook or clicking an article or a blog post on Twitter. How many people are actually converting? Now, brands and businesses do this all the time. So nonprofits need to do this. So the best way to increase conversions is to make the entire process frictionless. So think about how we operate in a consumer environment. Now, personally, I have my personal feelings about Grubhub and DoorDash and Instacart. Okay, I have my personal feelings about it. It's still very tempting to use those apps, right? Because they're frictionless. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to give your credit card. You don't have to repeat what you want 95 times. It's frictionless. You enter your payment, you enter what you want, it comes to your door, done. So, and think about Amazon, think about Netflix, think about any and all of the ways that we interact in a consumer-driven environment. We want things to be frictionless. Can you imagine if you went to Amazon and you had to enter your credit card information every single time you went to Amazon? No, you wouldn't do it. So these brands are constantly thinking of ways to make the interaction and the conversion more frictionless. Nonprofits need to do that too. So when you ask for a gift, if you're sending me to your website from social media, knock down every obstacle to giving. Have a stripped down landing page, have a simplified giving page, give me giving options. Don't have 10,000 bells and whistles where I can then click off to 20,000 different social media sites. Make it super easy. This is why Facebook fundraising is really popular at the end of the day. So you can love it and hate it, but this, love it or hate it. I love it and hate it at the same time. But this is why it's so popular, because if I set up a fundraiser, my friends can donate in 2 clicks. They don't have to go to an outside website and then pinch and scroll and find their credit card. And I half the time don't even know where my purse is, so then their kids are burning down the house and whatever else is happening. So if you can make that donation page on your website, you're sending people there from social media, it has to be mobile optimized, has to be just a few forms that you fill out as frictionless as possible. This is going to absolutely increase your conversions. Okay, still with me. Now we're on number 4. Make it apparent. Okay, make it apparent. Make it apparent that this is a fundraising post on social media. Don't say learn more. Don't say get involved. Say donate now. Your gift is going to do XYZ. So don't ever assume that your donors know that they can give magically on social media. You have to tell them and promote this option as a safe and exciting option. So 2 examples that I give in my blog post that I will link to in the comments, the Malala Fund and the British Heart Foundation. When the Instagram donation sticker became available for Instagram stories, they both did tiny mini 30-second tutorials in their Instagram stories to show their audience, this is a new option. This is something cool and fun and new, and this is how you use it. We can't assume that our audience just magically knows about Facebook fundraising. We can't assume that they magically know they can put a donation sticker in their Instagram story. We have to tell them, and we have to oftentimes show them how to do it and walk them through the steps of how to do it. So just setting it up, like we all know, remember when we all set up the donate button on our website and then called me and said, Julia, no one's going to the donate button on our website, so people must not want to donate online. And then I said to you, well, did you tell anybody that this was an option? Because you have to promote it. You can't, the old adage, if you build it, they will come. I mean, that's so tired and cliche. They won't. They will not come. You have to figure it out. You've got to draw them. You've got to bring them to it. Oh, another example that I give in my blog post, even calling out the donate button is a good idea. So Best Friends Animal Society, when they create a post on Facebook and they tell a story, they have a great visual, they have a compelling call to action, but they just say in the post, click the donate button below, because we just can't assume anymore. Everyone has a different phone. Maybe people are watching it on a laptop or a desktop or a mobile device or whatever the heck, an iPad or something. But if it's on your phone, I might not see the donate button in the post. It might be all the way down the post. So you have to physically say, like literally say, click the donate button in the post right now and make your $5 gift. Make it as explicit as possible. And that comes into number 5. So if you're still with me, I'm going to look at my notes. We went through number 1, make it compelling. Number 2, make it urgent. Number 3, make it frictionless. Number 4, make it apparent, make it very obvious and very apparent. Number 5, make it specific. This, we can go either way with this, but studies have shown that we all have decision fatigue right now. We have analysis paralysis. Just tell me what you want me to do. Just tell me what you want me to do, maybe, and I might do it. So specific asks. Could you donate $10 to support Abby's 10 years in recovery? I've seen that as a post. Could you donate $25 right now to support our 25th anniversary? Although a 25th anniversary is not a very compelling reason to give, right? I'm not going to give because it's your anniversary. I'm going to give because you want to be in business for 25 more years and help 250 more women gain safety and security, whatever it is that you want to do. So your anniversary is not compelling. A matching gift is pretty compelling, but it's not about you. It's about your mission and the problem that you're solving. So we have to stay focused on that. Making it specific though, that's so hard for people because they think, oh, what if I say $10 and then they're not going to give $10? People are going to give what they want to give. But that little trigger of the $10 that says, oh, now I don't really have to make a decision. I can just donate $10. Now, what was it today? I just read about it. It was an animal shelter that did a fundraising campaign on Giving Tuesday. And they said, could you donate $9.15 today to provide an immunization? I actually don't remember exactly what it is, but it was a very specific amount. Because it was so specific, they received more donations than they'd ever received before. So don't take it from me, take it from that organization. And when I think about this example, I will link to it in the comments. I just thought of it. Okay. We're already on number 6. How are we doing? We're still with me, right? Still with me. And ask your questions. I do see your question, Esther. I'm going to answer it when I'm done with the full 7. And I would love to start a discussion around what you think works and any other questions that you have. Okay, so number 6, make it personal. This is another tried and true old adage of fundraising and marketing and business and brands. People give to people. Personal asks work best. And this is where storytelling comes in, whether it's anonymous storytelling, whether it's a story of a donor that has been giving to your organization for 10 years. Sometimes donor stories are incredibly compelling and really interesting. Maybe it's a board member, maybe it's a staff member. Whatever it is, make it personal. Share a personal story. We have to get vulnerable. We have to be more transparent and more accessible. You have to go back to thinking about the reasons that people use social media in the first place. Because I think we get very caught up as marketers. We spin our wheels, we throw some spaghetti up, we got to get the promotions out, we got to get this out, we got to get the clicks, we got to get the conversions. But if you really think about why people use social media in the first place, it's to express themselves, express who they are, and connect with friends and family and connect with people. So if your brand and your business, your organization, your nonprofit is more human, people are going to be more drawn to it and they'll trust you more. Trust me on that one. Okay. Number 7, let's do a quick review here. Number 1, make it compelling. Number 2, make it urgent. Number 3, make it frictionless. Number 4, make it apparent. Number 5, make it specific. And number 6, make it personal. Number 7, now this is almost like a bonus one. Make it irresistible. Okay. So in marketing, a lot has been written about making the offer irresistible. Like it's a no-brainer to take part. But I think for nonprofits, it's obviously a bit trickier because we don't have a 50% off coupon. We don't have a limited time offer sale. We don't have, all the bells and whistles, and we don't sell shoes. We don't sell clothing. But our offer is that we are making the world a better place. Be more specific than that, please. But we're offering our donors an opportunity to join us on this journey. And this is where something like a matching gift might come in. This is where something like I know people might not, like swag, but some people do, a bumper sticker, a t-shirt, I don't know, whatever it is. But this is where something that's like your irresistible piece of information. I know when I give to some organizations, well, first of all, I mostly give monthly because I just can't be bothered. I just want to take it out every month. That's fine. I know I'm going to still care about this cause the next month. But sometimes with fundraising, I will wait to see if there's like a matching gift so that if I donate, $20, I know that it will be $40. That's a pretty irresistible offer. So make it irresistible. So that's the closest that we can get to a flash sale is a matching gift. But also if it's something where if you can create that urgency that we talked about in step number 1 and make it just a no-brainer for your donors to want to participate, for them to want to give, for them to want to join your movement. There's a lot of different ways that we can do this. Maybe it's a specific project that you are working towards. Maybe it's a specific element of a program or a service that's going to go away. Maybe, there's a lot of different ways to do this. So number 7 is just make it a no-brainer to participate for your donors, especially. Okay. Wow. So those are the 7 reasons or the 7 ways that you can drive more donations with your social media content. And I see one question from Esther. I'm going to put my notes down. So she says, what fee-based service do you recommend for the least clicks from web visit to donation? We have way too many clicks from our site to Mighty Cause. Okay. So full disclosure, I am a partner with two organizations that I really trust and really love. And one is called Fundraise Up. So I'm going to put that in the chat. So Fundraise Up. And I probably have a link, but it doesn't matter. Fundraise Up is exactly what you're talking about. It's mobile based. It's like the simplest of forms. It's streamlined. It's stripped down. It's designed for exactly what you're talking about. And then I also really like a CRM called Neon One, because they have a lot of forms and they do a lot of things for small nonprofits, especially, and incorporate on the website. But for what you're talking about, based on number of clicks, because I think it was Blackbaud that did a study. It might have been Blackbaud, but don't quote me on this. They found that on average, like for me to say I want to make a donation, to actually like press donate, it's like 17 steps. You're going to lose people. You're going to lose people. There's no way, especially younger people. They are not going to put up with this garbage. Go to your website and click and scroll and enter 75 forms, and then it doesn't load, and then it's this, and then it's that. No, they're not going to put up with it. So, I mean, I don't think I would even put up with it. And I think that streamlining the process as much as possible, we're never going to make it entirely frictionless, but streamlining it, because we're getting conditioned to this. Apps are making things even easier. Like, think about Amazon. You don't even have to put things in the cart now. If you pay on Amazon, if you have an Amazon app on your phone, you just click swipe now and you can buy things. So we may or may not get to that point, but I think we need to pay attention to consumer behavior, because, you know, our donors are consumers. They live in the world. That's what they do. So they're used to that on their apps and their phones and on their mobile devices and their desktops. So we need to figure out, how can we adapt? And this is my theory. This has been my theory all along. The reason online giving is not, 50% of giving, is because we are terrible at it. We're terrible at it. We have terrible websites with 90,000 drop-down menus. The donate button's not easy to find. When you click the donate button, I have to enter like my, newborn information or my firstborn's information. I have to enter everything under the sun. We don't make it easy online. So I think this is a big part of the reason why online giving has not caught up to e-commerce in that way, because I mean, it's on us. We have to make a good decision. Okay, Yanni, I love this question. I do love this question. I'm going to unpack it here. What happens if more than half our client base doesn't have computer access? Okay, clients are different than donors, right? So you need to do something, unless your clients are your donors. Clients are different than donors. So if your clients don't have access to computers, then the services you provide to your clients should not be digital. But today we're talking about donors. So don't assume that your donors are the same as your clients. And you say our donors are older, not as tech savvy. I feel like to disperse info via social media falls on deaf ears. I want to include social media, increase interaction and donations. Never assume that older people are not on social media. In fact, they might be the only people left on Facebook, right? My mom, who is in her 70s, she might be watching today. I don't want to give, oh no, she's in her, okay, I actually don't even know. So my mom is in her 70s. I'm not going to give her age away. She has an Instagram account for herself, an Instagram account for her business. She has a Facebook page. She has an iPad. She's purchased things online. Like, she knows how to use this stuff. I wouldn't say she's necessarily tech savvy, but don't discount the boomers. Don't discount the fact that they are on social media. In fact, they're the fastest growing group on social media. So I do want you to definitely have this distinction between your clients, because you're giving them different information than your donors. Your social media accounts are most likely not for your clients. Maybe you have a Facebook group for your clients. Maybe you have an Instagram account for your clients. Maybe there are specific ways that you're using social media to engage your clients, but you have to get crystal clear on who you're talking to and which group of people you're talking to and who you want to attract to be on your social media sites. And then you have to think through, what do they want to hear from you? What's the most powerful type of story or powerful type of content that you can share with this audience that's going to spur them to action. So we have to kind of whittle it down, because I know we all have a million audiences that we're talking to, but what is your goal in using social media? Do you want to reach new people? Then that's your goal. Do you want to build and deepen relationships with current donors? Then that's your goal. You can't have all the goals and you can't reach all the audiences unless you create different platforms, different accounts for each audience. But I think there's a definite distinction between clients and donors. But that's a really fantastic question. And all I know is about Facebook. Esther says, I'm spending less and less time on it. That's all I know. That's all I know. But I'm not saying it's not important, but certainly the boomers are on Facebook, I would think. Maybe that's just a generalization. And you have to understand the behaviors of your own specific audience, because you can't just generalize. But based on trends, based on social media surveys, based on the landscape, I found that Facebook skews a little bit older. And, the point being, we can't assume that our donors, no matter what their age is, we can't assume that they're not using social media, because everybody's using at least one site, whether it's TikTok or LinkedIn, maybe it's Pinterest, maybe it's Snapchat, maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's Facebook. There's a plethora of choices. And the reality is, latest data shows that about 80% of Americans are using at least one. So I don't know. You got to find the one. Oh, I love that. Erin says, my mom is 90, lives on her iPad. She no longer uses a phone. She only FaceTimes or uses video calling via Facebook Messenger and texting. I love that. I am such a fan of texting. I love that. I know you just can never assume about anybody else. Julie says, if not Facebook, what are people on more and more these days? Well, every social media site is going to have its own distinct audience, but the only two, when I last read a report on social media activity in the United States specifically, because obviously other countries have other platforms that they use, the report said that the only two platforms that are growing right now are TikTok, which I think has been banned. I can't even keep up with the drama of that. And then Instagram is not plateauing. It's still growing. So Instagram use is not plateauing. A lot of the other social media sites are kind of plateauing, and they all kind of have their distinct demographics that they're using. And then obviously Esther says, ask your biggest fans what they use. So it's important to ask your current fans what they use, but then also think about, who do you want to attract? So who do you want to attract? Where are they? But most likely your current fans and followers are going to give you some really good insight into the kind of behavior, the kind of activity, and the platforms that they use. So, and hi, Lisa. She says, we have quite a few of our funders that follow us on Facebook, but we use all the platforms. Great. So I think as long as you have an understanding of how best to leverage each individual platform, and understanding that they're not all the same, like they're not used in the same way. So Twitter has a different audience than Instagram, has a different audience than LinkedIn. Oh, TikTok is alive and well, currently suing the US government. Oh, TikTok. Anyway, certainly if you want to reach that particular demographic, teens and tweens and college students, then that's probably where you want to be. Just a little pro tip. What I recommend is, if you're looking to dive into TikTok and you have no idea where to start, follow a bunch of nonprofits. You don't have to post anything yourself. Start an account and name it the most random thing ever so no one finds you. But follow, like Giving Tuesdays on there, Feeding America, UNICEF, Malala Fund. There's a lot of nonprofits doing great stuff on there. I would just follow it and kind of look and watch. You don't have to do anything yourself, but see what other people are doing and see if it's something that you could do as well. Okay, Carolyn. Any tips to engage younger volunteers, followers to donate on social media? We serve teens. They're our largest following on Instagram. Yeah, teens are not going to donate money, I don't think, because they don't have any money, right? I don't think teens have any money. So what I would do is leverage these teens to create awareness. So think about an Instagram story takeover. Maybe one of them could take over your Instagram story for the day. Those are huge on college campuses. And I would really focus on the alumni of your program. I've worked with programs that target teens, and we've never asked them directly for money. So they might want to start a fundraiser, or I think an awareness campaign is the best way to go about that, because I don't think teens have a lot of money. $5 here, maybe $10 there. I don't know. Maybe they do. I would actually ask them and try to form a little bit of a mini committee. And they're going to give you tons of ideas that the olds, like me, are not going to think of. So try to involve them as much as possible in the process. And then Esther said, any tips on creating a core of social media ambassadors? Well, I mean, I have a 90-minute webinar on this. So in my 30 seconds that I have to talk about it, I will post the link to my essential guide to creating a nonprofit social media ambassador program, Esther. But number one is just make a list of people that you think would make great social media ambassadors. Number two, give them a really good reason to join. What's the campaign? What's the pitch? I mean, you have to pitch it to them. And then number three, give them the tools to succeed. So share the graphics, write all the content for them, share a video, and then motivate them and try to create momentum throughout the program. So it's certainly, a labor of love, and it's not a silver bullet by any means, but definitely getting your volunteers, Carolyn, getting people in your organization to be social media ambassadors, all of that is going to increase and amplify your voice and your visibility, because it's not just you talking about your organization. Esther says, I can't wait. I'm going to put all this stuff in the comments. The Malala Fund, in their Instagram highlights on their Instagram account, they have a tutorial. It was the British Heart Foundation had the other one, but I don't know if it's up anymore because it was an Instagram story, so it might have disappeared after 24 hours. But it's the Malala Fund on Instagram and the British Heart Foundation. So check out both of their Instagrams to see if they still have. I know the Malala Fund does still have that tutorial up in their highlights. Okay, so Lisa, Esther, everyone wants to know more about the ambassador program, and I will post that link in the comments to get my guide. And I'm doing a webinar on that in the next couple of weeks. But if you would like to get more information, I'll post my email and I can send you that. But I'm certainly happy to post the link to the social media ambassadors guide, because it's going to give you, sort of a primer to start creating your very own plan, because it is super important. All right. Well, thank you. This was a lot longer than I'd wanted to go, because I know your time and your attention are your most valuable non-renewable resources. But I appreciate everybody being here with me today. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Make sure to download the social media ambassador guide, get on the early interest list for social media for Social Good Academy. We will meet 5 weeks in a row. You'll have exclusive access to me, and you'll have exclusive access to a community of nonprofit social media managers, just like you, going through all of the same stuff with all the same questions. Trust me, I've seen it all. And it's kind of my favorite time of the year. So thank you. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Yanni. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, everyone who's here live. Have a great rest of your Friday, and I will talk to you soon. All right. Take care, everybody.